Sports Radio 66, my son.
The Fan.
WFAN.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan. WFAN, New York.
All right, let's go right to Madison Square Garden. Our very own Outside the Cage podcast team of Pete Hoffman and Ike Feldman.
Madison Square Garden and New York City gets the fastest rising sport probably in the world.
If you like chaos,
You got it.
you certainly got it. Championship belts in 2 weight classes at the same time.
We're going to do everything that we said we would do when we got to New York.
Looking for that knockout punch. And boom.
This is Cowboy, and you're listening to WFAN, Outside the Cage podcast.
This is WFAN's Outside the Cage with your host, Pete Hoffman, Ike Feldman. Welcome, Facebook Live.
What up, Facebook?
This is our weekly podcast that hits WFAN.com, iTunes, Play.it, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. This week, by the way,
Twitter handles.
Twitter handle, there we go.
Facebook threw us off.
@_Outside the Cage for anybody who wants to follow the WFAN's Outside the Cage. We also have @Ike_CBS.
At the Hoff WFAN.
There you go. This week, we have in studio Laura Sanko
What up?
of UFC and Invicta. She's fantastic. Gives about a half hour with us. Thank you very much for stopping by. We go through all of the Invicta fights, her fighting career, which she is undefeated, people, in her pro career.
100% finish rate.
Yeah. And that will take place on WFAN.com in about 10 minutes. But for everybody else, we're going to get to this intro, babe, and let's do it.
So what up, man? How you doing?
That was smooth.
No, there's no fights
The
this past
Facebook
weekend.
threw us off a little bit. There you go.
Not our fault. There's no fights this past weekend. You know,
No.
we got the Spike 175 Bellator this Friday.
Yes.
Rampage
King
versus
Mo.
King Mo. We got King Mo last week, so
Go check out that
we're
interview
on
as
the
well,
ball.
WFAN.com.
We
Shameless
got
plug.
last minute email to show up at the Bellator 180 presser.
Yes.
You know, I made my way down there to MSG and Chael Sonnen, the American
He's still
gangster.
undefeated? He's still undefeated. That's the one thing I saw was that he's still undefeated.
Dude, he is the Trump of mixed martial arts. 100%.
Fake news? Fake facts?
No, not true. I wasn't tabbed. Tito lost. And you see these MMA reporters, besides Ariel, just like, what? Yeah, okay, you're right.
Now, let me ask you a question, though. How was it? Because it wasn't just Chael was there, but Fedor was there. So how was it being in his presence?
The last emperor. Well, dude, he's stoic, and first of all, he's got a beautiful translator. The guy's doing it right. He's got the Russian blonde out there. But it's fun to see him. It's crazy how small he is compared to Matt Mitrione, but the legend, you know, we're going to be there.
We will be there.
MSG.
June 24th?
Yep.
I believe the date is 180, Bellator 180.
Yeah, their
on
first
pay-per-view,
first
people.
pay-per-view in a while.
Yeah.
But it was fun to see some of their fighters. It's interesting when some of the mics cut out or something. It's like, oh, this is so Bellator. Please clean it up.
Is it Bellator or WWE is the question?
Yikes.
Because you were saying that they kind of have that kind of
circus.
But that's what Bellator is, and that's what you love about
Smart.
it. I mean, come on. King Mo and Rampage, toe-to-toe.
Heavyweight.
Let's go. That is a WWE thing, the way they promote it, the way they tag it, and it's fantastic. Again, I listened to that press conference last week between the two of them, and you just can't get enough.
Catchweight. Is it a catchweight?
It's a catchweight fight or heavyweight. I don't even know. Matt Mitrione was there, but who wasn't there?
Ooh, Mr. Vandale.
Where was he?
He was from his Skype office, iPhone, FaceTime, Facebook Live in Rio or Brazil, wherever he trains. And it was hysterical. Sonnen refused to do a face-to-face with the TV screen. And he started ripping the accent, but it all worked out.
Dude, so that's going to be a good card, man. It's good. And then one thing that the president said of MSG, which is awesome, is that MSG is going to be the mecca of the fight world?
Sure.
Of the MMA world?
Sure.
You know, come on.
Prove it.
Listen, well, the first UFC 205 was...
They're 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Bellator, I think it's good. It's a good card. Solid card.
Dude, if they They have plenty to improve from 208 in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So though it's a different venue, if they can just put on a show, they'll reinvigorate the New York fans.
Give me the experience of, though, as a going from UFC events, press events to a Bellator. Was it the same feel? Was it?
You nailed it, man. WWE feel. Like, there's a guy, a Brazilian guy on a screen just, like, cutting his throat, waving out there. There was a Fedor, a Russian guy who doesn't speak a lick of English, who's been fighting for 40 years. Yes, it was WWE at its finest.
They would have never let Connor do that through a Skype. I don't think they ever would. Am I right?
No, you're 100%.
They fined him. They took him off a whole card for not showing up.
Correct. Like the Diaz not showing up for St. Pierre way back when.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, totally circus. I wasn't ready for that. I was going to grab the mic thinking it would have been cordial and organized. It was, Ariel looked a little flustered, too.
Yeah, well, now, Ariel, though, had a big interview with Shell in studio and Scott Coker. And now, how was Coker? Was he amped about this? Was he selling it well?
He was loving it. You know, when he joined us, he was very chill.
Yeah.
But somebody tried to jump on him with the testing. And Wanderley's testing and Chael's testing, and they both failed. But it's like, you don't talk about it. You know, you clean up the milk.
If everyone fails, it's okay, right? That's the rule
level
of thumb?
playing field.
I thought that's what the rule was.
Yeah, basically. But he got edgy. He goes, talk to the New York Commission.
And what did they fail out of curiosity? Because that's one thing we talk about with Laura Sanko a little bit, and that's a little bit of a different sort of medicine that they take, the females take. But we talked about that with her. But what did they fail exactly? What did they get tested positive for? Did they release that?
I believe Wanderley's was hardcore Mexican supplements, as
so
Joe
it was
Rogan
legit.
liked to say.
It was legit.
Legit as hell.
Oh, okay.
The Chael Sonnen is the same as Vitor. You know, he was going into that dad bod phase, so they wanted to like restart the testosterone. Dan Henderson, Chael Sonnen, and Vitor all did that. I think once you hit 37, 38, it's to spike the testosterone, but it's kind of, you know, you see the differences in the body. So it's cheating, but it's legal.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like Bartolo with the stem cell, Bartolo Colon.
Bartolo the stem cell, right? Well, he needs as many cells as possible with that body. But yeah, dude. So looking forward to that card in June. But up first, before that, we're gonna have, it's a week away. But April 8th, UFC 210 is gonna be fantastic. We have Daniel Cormier versus Rumble Johnson, which is gonna be a fantastic fight. And then we got to have our boy Chris Weidman, who will be in studio next week. So don't forget that. And he is fighting. Who is he fighting?
Gegard Mousasi.
What?
Come on,
Oh.
it's insane, man. The middleweights are stacked.
That's a very interesting fight, though, for both fighters because Gegard's making his
Agreed.
way up. And Weidman, unfortunately, has lost the past couple fights. And this is not an easy fight for him. But it'll if he can win this fight, puts him back in championship mode. I think
100%. And I want to ask him who does he want to rematch more, because both aren't matched up with anybody, Rockhold or Romero. It's very interesting. And
I think he had the better of Romero. I really do. I think that up until he got he walked into a knee.
the knee from hell.
And that's what happens, And then a lot of as I've been studying UFC more and more and MMA more and more, he literally walked into a knee, which when you're walking into a punch or a kick or whatever it is the damage is that much more to you.
But it's hitting the inside corner every time, like Kershaw, you got to mix it up.
Yeah.
He was going for the single. And then Romero, I caught you, Chris Weidman. Caught him on the head. It's amazing the turnaround. We're going to ask him how he's feeling. But
yeah, and he looks good. I've seen him on Kevin Can Wait, that TV show, so he looks great. He looks like he's in a good facial structure, at least is good, because last time we saw him, he had a big black eye. But, then you got Mousasi, who, he's been... Well, no. Getting back to... This is what I wanted to say. Weidman, I don't want to see him face Romero. I want to see him face Rockhold.
Yes, sir.
Because I think he fought very poorly against Rockhold. He made a few dumb mistakes, lazy mistakes, and I want to see what he could do, because I do think he could beat Rockhold. I think he just needs to have a more complete fight.
Agreed. I'm sold on it, brother.
All right, good. We'll talk to him next week and get down to that. And get down what's with his boy John Vellante throwing down with everybody. Dude, like, take it to the ground, my man. Like, take a fight to the ground, because John Vellante he's got power in those fists, but there's only so long that chin's going to be available for.
Agreed.
So, But that will be next week. But this week we have Laura Sanko. She's going to come up next on WFAN's Outside the Cage. Again, we can find it on YouTube.com, the actual video of the interview, Facebook Live if you want to. We have it up there. Also, Twitter and WFAN.com, iTunes.
Instagram, Snapchat, right? We're doing
Instagram, Snapchat. We're putting it all up there. I think the Instagram, I have a few pictures up there. Snapchat, we're trying to figure it out, but it'll get there. Follow us. It's all WFAN's Outside the Cage.
At the Hoff WFAN.
At Ike_CBS. At _Outside the Cage. But up next, Laura Sanko.
Well, I'm impressed right now by us. Our first time about sticking to our 10 minutes that we always want for our monologue.
That was legit 10 minutes. But this is the bonus for you YouTubers. So I have to tell you, I am not a WWE guy at all.
He's lying.
But I went to a WWE event this weekend with my stepson, and it was actually really fun. I have to admit that.
I went to one when I was 10, and I remember it being pretty fun. But you had a good time?
I did. Well, but okay, so the atmosphere was smaller. It was about 5,000 people. I don't know exactly what the...
That's nothing to scoff at. That's pretty big.
I carry into the corner. How much does the Westchester County Center hold?
Oh, I graduated there. I should know this. I think I was so hungover.
Because you're a Shoonie guy, right?
I was so hungover. Yeah, it might be 5.
I think it's like 5,000.
Maybe 10.
What is it? It's around 5,000. Okay, cool. So, and then, so there's really no bad seat in the house. I was trying to find the best seat in the house for his experience. He's 7 years old. You want to get him close. There's no real bad seat in the house. You probably upper deck is probably the best because
5K. You're right.
Yeah, there you go, nailed it. Upper deck is probably better because you could see everything and see everybody. No one's in your way. But anyway, all the fighters were there. I realized I know nothing about WWE anymore. I don't know the fighters. I don't understand what the gimmicks are. I don't get anything, but the kids love it. The females are pretty dominant in the sport now, which is great. It's not like this, let's see who's going to make out with who or who's going to wear the least amount of clothes. But this guy, Finn Balor, I don't know if you know Finn Balor.
No idea.
Me neither. But that's all.
Does he run around in a shark suit?
No. But he does have... I think he does have some sort of like face paint.
Okay.
At times, not today, not over the weekend when I saw it, but so the 7-year-old was very excited to see him fight, and you could see that the kids love him, and the adults are more like, "We're still going Triple H. We love Triple H. Come on!" But so it's a 3-on-3 match, and they're all like punching each other. And this guy, I heard he just came off an injury. Or what I was thinking was that Triple H is just so old and WrestleMania's around the corner that they don't want to hurt each other. I don't think any punches actually landed. Like, I saw this guy Finn Balor do like a kick, and he was like a good 3 feet away from him, and Triple H did the whole, oh!
That I was just going to say, there's a lot of oh moments, and they set you up for that. But I don't know if it's they looked at the capacity and they're like, this is an MSG 20,000, and they're like, the bigger the capacity, the closer the kicks and punches get.
Well, you don't want to hurt people when you're a week away from WrestleMania. If something happened where Triple H got hurt and he can't make WrestleMania, that would be devastating. Like you can only have Brock Lesnar come back. So is he fighting at WWE? I don't even know. WrestleMania. I have no idea. I gotta ask my stepson.
Did you see a pedigree, a Triple H finisher where he's dude heads in his crotch, grab the elbows.
Right, so that was like the finale. Like like the fireworks at like the end of you go to a firework display and they got fireworks here, like a little explosion, and all of a sudden you just like unleash everything at the same time. Well, there's 6 fighters at this ring at the end of the final fight, and everyone's like tired and like they all got beat up. But then all of a sudden, like, one guy starts doing his finishing move. Then next like, the other guy gets tapped on the shoulder and turns around. And he gets put in the other guy's finishing move. And then just, like, one explosive finishing move at the end. And then finally, Chris Jericho did his final move. It was over or whatever it was. I don't even know if it was Jericho or Sami Zayn. I don't know. The fact that I know their names is outrageous. But if Jericho, Sami Zayn, and Finn Balor won. But I think it was Jericho's final move. and finishing move, and that was it. But it was just firework after firework after firework, just like a big explosion. The kids were going crazy. The crowd was going crazy. It
was a ref like out of it? Did they have like a ref?
No,
out of it fight?
no. The refs were all there. The refs never got injured at all. The worst I saw was Chris Jericho attempted to pick up a chair, but then he was asked to put it down. Very nicely, please put that
Was
down.
your stepson like? Was he like? Could you see him on the edge of his seat?
Oh,
going
dude,
around? That's the best part of it.
I had videos. His expression was when Finn Balor came out was priceless, dude. You can't. That's what it's about. Like MMA, I love MMA.
We lost one camera.
We're down to just you, buddy. MMA, I love MMA, but it's not for the kids. But I understand that feeling. When you see a sick knockout or whatever it is, like, oh my god. To see his reaction during these moves that these people are doing, or just walking out on stage, it's priceless, dude. And that's why I haven't watched WWE in forever, but I could see myself getting back into it just for him because he loves it. It's fantastic.
Brother, if you want to get into it, I'll try my best. We had Brian Campbell on.
We'll get Brian
who
Campbell
loves WWE. Why not? I'm trying to get more into boxing, so why not add WWE? Let's be more versatile.
We need the trifecta. Really, what it comes down to, and it's all
to get paid, people.
Yeah, and it's all interchangeable nowadays because again, you got CM Punk making his way into the UFC. He was trying for another fight. We had Duke Rufus on last week. He was telling us they're trying for something. When it's going to happen, I don't know. Could be who? Vitor Belfort.
Vitor.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen.
Come on, I would be.
CM wants to fight, so
this
maybe
is YouTube. I'd be shitting my pants if Vitor was calling me out.
Yeah,
he just fought Mickey Gall.
And where's he fighting out of too?
Brazil.
USADA's not going to be there. So maybe
Dude, Punk needs to sneak into Brock Lesnar's locker.
Let's go. But yeah, no, it was with all the intertwining. I mean, I could see that. Why not get into WWE a little bit? Okay. It's its own different entity. I'm never gonna say I'm gonna be so much into it because the storylines or whatever. I could see that being a more Bellator thing. I do. I could see the random fights.
That is the crossover. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It works. And listen, you got to remember, Shamrock came from that universe too. He was there for a while.
Don't fight fire with fire. They're going a different way. Fedor, everybody knows the name. Sonnen, people probably forgot that he lost twice to Anderson Silva and everybody,
and Tito Ortiz just recently, and everybody else in the world.
Nobody cared. He's headlining.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money. But that's what he does. There's certain people that just find ways to do what they do, and it doesn't make a difference. Like, yeah, he can ignore the fact that he's lost tons of fights, but I mean, they're still paying him, and we're still gonna watch.
I will. I got nothing else to add. Do you have anything before we wrap? We're getting kicked out. I'm getting text. How long till you guys are in the studio?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we'll definitely wrap it up. But if you want to see the live studio version with Laura Sanko, go look at the next podcast. I mean, YouTube, it's all over the place. You'll see the next the video that plays next will probably be hers. But if you want the rest of our podcast, just go to WFAN.com, iTunes, play.it. He's Ike at Ike_CBS.
He's Pete at the Hoff WFAN.
And we're at _outside the cage.
New WWE fans.
And thank you to Kara Ann for she's our new producer. So thank you very much.
Thank you
for producing the show. And we'll give you a little plug at the end of our
only on
podcast.
YouTube. Nobody watches the YouTube.
Yes, exactly. All right. See you guys later.
Yeah, buddy.